Good evening, everyone. It is the 20th of February, and tonight the Manchester United agenda is powered by Kellogg's cereal.
I'd rather have a bowl of Cocoa Pops, but go on.
Again, Dora, a bit louder, please.
Sorry, what?
Again, but louder so we can hear it.
I'd rather have a bowl of Popo Cups. Cocoa Pops. I had one job and I ruined it.
There you are. It's lovely to have you back, Dora. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing great, thank you.
I saw what you did there.
Yeah, I got a little bit jump scared because Omondi all of a sudden appeared before he wasn't in the backstage. So, yeah, good to see you guys as always.
Yeah, Yaba arrives precisely on time. That was amazing, Yaba. How are you today? You've got a lovely little guest with you.
Yeah, I've just walked in the door, as you can see. So I'm surrounded. It's got one here, and the other one's just going to eat some food. But I've left work a bit late, so I just literally rushed in the door and prioritised. I probably broke the record for getting home. I was speeding and dropped a friend home as well on the way. So, yeah, I'm really surprised. Lewis Hamilton, if you got any problems in Ferrari and you need a backup driver, I'm your man. I just got it. I'd rather have a bowl of Cocoa Pops. Is that brilliant? I said, what's going on? Is this a setup or something? And then it clicked. I haven't heard that song for years. I don't think Dora would have heard that song in
No, that's why it's funny to me, because she wouldn't have said it with any intonation.
Yeah.
What's your favourite? Like, do you do breakfast, Yaba?
No, but when I was a kid, I did. Yeah, I used to like shreddies with warm milk, shredded wheat sometimes, and porridge, ready bread porridge as well. And then my mum used to do. They don't do. I don't rarely. Does anyone still have soldiers, like boiled egg soldiers?
Yeah.
With dips, where you get toast and dip them
Dippy
in.
eggs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah makes them for me.
That was like a treat for us, to have all that. And I'm into eggs now. I like eating eggs. So I have, if anything, I like during the summer, especially when it's warm, I have a lot of eggs for breakfast. But when I've tried to boil eggs, I find it difficult to get them like the soldier kind of texture. If you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, what do you like? Do you like it sort of like runny? Like, what texture are you looking for? Anyway, the dog's barking. Dora, what's your sort of favourite breakfast?
I mean, I like like Monty. It's very popular here. Eggs and bacon in the. Oh my God, I don't know how to speak English, but yeah, you bake it or however you say it, and then you take bread, and then you put it in the egg yolk, and you eat it like it's a great breakfast. Here we also like dry meat, of course, in where I'm from, Kulen, which is very spicy, sausages, dried sausages, and all that. But yeah, I mean, my personal I like pates. How do you say it? I forgot how do you say it in English. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. It's like oh my God, I swear to God, I will have Google Translator.
Just tell us what it looks like.
It's like a pate, like a
pate.
Pate. Oh my God, my yeah. Okay, so
don't worry about
pate. It's very rough sometimes, but yeah,
pate.
Pate, butter, of course. But I like I mean you could eat it for breakfast but also for lunch. I like cornmeal. Boiled cornmeal or polenta, which is called in Italian, I would say. And when you cook it, it's very warm, right? It's very hot, and then you put milk on it. And if you have, you have homemade milk or domestic milk from the local milk shop or whatever, and I don't know how to, like from people who are making milk or oh my God, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid today. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's very good. Warm cornmeal or polenta with with milk. It's one of my favorite meals, and I still love it, honestly. And it's great. Polenta is such a good ingredient, because you can eat it sweet, you can eat it salty, savory, with with bacon, or you could put in on meat or something. But you can also go with yogurt or milk. So yeah, I love it.
I do like farm breakfasts, so that's a proper countryside breakfast.
It is.
Yeah.
Truly is. Yeah, it truly is.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. We've got 14 odd people watching, listening to our breakfasts. It's a slow news day today, lads. So we're going to be playing some games and things like that. So we'll do the news quickly, and then we'll do some fun stuff. But we'll see who we've got. First of all, we've got Mark Ugarte. 3 hours early. Massive respect to Mr. B, Yabo, Bartone, Dora, and Stephanie. Steph is getting a mention there. We've got Matty Bassett, big up. And remember, lads, pop your breakfasts in if they're interesting / healthy. Boy chucks. I don't know what a boy chuck is. Oh, goody, a word association game. Footloose and Screwfix. Yeah, there's some stuff about screws today. Who's Snap? Who's Crackle? Who's Pop? Yabo, who do you want to be?
I'll be Pop. Because I'm the
oldest. Dora, would you prefer to be a Crackle or a Snap?
You know what, Snap? Because it sounds so... she snapped,
You snapped a long time ago, Dora.
Yeah, I did. And it shows today, I guess. But I prefer Snap. Thank you.
All right, we've got Farm. Good evening to you. We've got Andrew saying that he loves dogs so much. I agree with you. I love doggies as well. And we've got Simon. Good evening to you. I have missed the past 2 streams because of my pain. Well, get healthy, my friend. You're always in the wars. It's POTUS. The man is probably going to take us to a war. I hope that you're well. Right. Andrew likes poached eggs. Mr. POTUS, 3 scrambled eggs, avocado, and a green juice every morning. Nice. We've got Graham in the house. Good evening to you, Graham. Gabagool. I don't even know what Gabagool is, to be honest. John Lowry. Good evening to you. I hope you're well. When I went to Las Vegas recently, people were eating massive donuts for breakfast.
There is a joke there, and I'm not going to say it.
Keep us updated. Yabba, do you ever had pudding for breakfast?
Yeah, we say pudding. I was really surprised. You talk about foods all over the world, and it's quite simple, isn't it? When you simplify natural foods. And what we used to have, when Dora was talking about cornmeal, she's sort of describing something we call cornmeal porridge, which is with milk, and you make it up. It's really nice cinnamon, put raw cinnamon in there as well. It's a Jamaican kind of dish. So you have it for breakfast usually, and it's just delicious. But my granddad was a baker, and he made cornmeal pudding, which was kind of like a softy kind of cake style of thing. And you could eat cornmeal pudding all throughout the day. It's so delicious. Sometimes put raisins in there, but just it's like cinnamon, kind of just a really soft, rich taste. And they're bakers. These cakes and things are, like you get offcuts. Jamaicans they always get fed the offcuts, like the oxtail or the cow foot and that kind of thing. But you make delicious meals out of it. Better than the best parts of the meat. Do you know what I mean? And the same applies to all these cornmeal puddings and cornmeal porridges and all that kind of thing. They make them so delicious. So you give them a little and they create something so nice out of it. And it really, it's amazing. I mean, Dora's just made me realize recently how practical and how good living in somewhere rural like Croatia is. It's just so natural. Everything's slowed down, and your chickens. We love the story about your chickens and things like that. So it's just, it really makes you reflect sometimes. I'm rushing home in traffic. I'm around by crazy London every day, and then I meet Dora every evening, and she sort of calms me down with the pace that her lifestyle.
You'd miss it, Yabba. Like when you're in New Zealand, like did you miss the pace of life in a big city?
Yeah, I couldn't live there because it's so far away, and I miss. Even though I say how London's a bit hectic, I miss being around the culture. It's your identity, isn't it?
It's in your blood, isn't it?
Yeah,
You can't get away from it.
Yeah, exactly that. And while you guys are talking, I'm just going to bring something up for Dora because I was talking about you earlier, Dora. We've got a screensaver popped up the other day, and we all said, I said, where's that? Where is this location? And I guessed it right, funnily enough. I'm going to pop it up and see what you think about it in a sec. But yeah, brilliant.
I'm glad that I am a great reference for farm life. I mean, it's much better.
I'm a farmer too, Dora. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but he didn't mention you. He mentioned me and my chicken. So boo.
Yeah. I know he gave a very stereotypical view of Croatia, like rustic, rural.
I mean, it's not like for the most part it kind of is, but it isn't. I don't know. It's balanced. I would say it's balanced for a small country. It's quite balanced. So yeah.
But speaking of balanced, We Deserve Better has an interesting meal: 4 eggs, smoked salmon, avocado, probiotic, extra thick Greek yogurt, and a protein shake. Is this after the gym? We Deserve Better. Like that's too much for me.
Yeah.
Can anyone eat 3 shredded wheats? IT both them. What's this about?
It was the old advert, wasn't it? Back in the day, we talk about you'd rather have a bowl of Cocoa Puffs, but the whole big thing was if you can eat free shredded wheat, then you'll be a superstar like Ian Botham, or I think some other stars did it. I think maybe Frank Bruno might have done it as well. If you so you all these boys were encouraged in the morning to tuck in and try and get through free shredded wheat, and you'll be big and strong and a great athlete one day. Thanks. Yeah, it worked.
Yeah. All right. So I was saying to We Deserve Better after the run and the gym. Always good to have orange juice after the gym. Love a Turkish breakfast. If you don't know, Google it.
I mean, you have to have a budget for it, or a whole freaking how do you say, territory of olive trees. Because I mean, it's. I would love to go to Turkey and try their food, baklava. Their breakfast, their bakery products, and everything else. Like it's such a beautiful cuisine, I would say. I would love to try it.
I go there in the summer, and the only thing I'm concerned about is I've seen videos of ice cream men pissing about with cones, and I don't like that. If I want an ice cream, give it to me now. I'll attack him.
Oh, you mean they do this?
Yeah. I'm not in any of that.
I mean, I would love to try Turkish coffee because we already kind of drink it here. It's like a part of the culture, black coffee, Turkish coffee is very popular here. I drink it every day. It's amazing. But yeah, I would try theirs because do you know that they have it in small pots, in small metal pots, and they cook it, make the coffee on a very hot sand. And I would try from there. Yeah, from sand. Yeah, very, very, hot sand. They put it in small pots. They put water. They put coffee, and you drink coffee. And after you drink coffee, they go like this with cups, and then they can tell you the future or something. It's very cool. It's very cool.
Sometimes I do get a bit embarrassed about one aspect of British culture, and it's our food. It's just absolutely dreadful compared to everywhere else in the world. It's embarrassing.
To be fair, I would love to try your pies, your field pies with
not at Old Trafford. You wouldn't.
No, no. But pies, field pies, but not with how do you say it, with inner organs of animals. I don't like those, but
try.
Very good. Yeah, I don't like that, but I would try, with good meat. Your pies, I would definitely try.
All right. Unfortunately, we've got to stop having fun and discussing things we like, and we're going to quickly go through some Manchester United news because some of it is just so stupid that I don't know. I don't know if you can believe it's true. So there's been a couple of things. Big story. The team went bowling last night as a team building thing. Yeah, but I was going to ask you, did you ever have to go on any of these team building things as part of like your football team in New Zealand?
We went. It wasn't team building, but when I arrived, I got sent to like an army camp for 2 weeks, and that, yeah, imagine that. So we. I don't know if you know the geography of New Zealand. So we arrived in Auckland, and we were playing in Auckland, but we went to the bottom of the the North Island. I think it was not Wellington. I forget what it's called now, but we drove all the way through.
Christchurch.
No, Christchurch is in the South Island. I think it was I can't remember. I can't remember where, but we drove all the way through the country. Beautiful. And this is, mind you, I went on my own at the time. I knew nobody. So I was surrounded by all these players I didn't really know. Some of them were English. A guy called Lee something used to play for Man United as well. He was there, ex-Man United academy player.
Still in touch?
I don't speak to him. He's somebody, people are snide. I'm not calling him snide, but people are kind of snide. And even though you think so, you talk about team bonding and all this kind of. We went to the army camp. I'm new. I'm from England. I didn't feel they made me feel welcome. Okay? Yeah, I felt that it was a bit like, who are you? And as much as I tried to be, me, I'm a bit friendly and everything else. It just wasn't washing. That's part of the reason why I wanted to come home, because at the end of the day, these people all snide to me, and
they keep saying Lee Martin, Yabba.
Huh?
Like a lot of people saying Lee Martin.
That's not Lee Martin. What's his name? Lee.
Gunner.
He'll come to me later in the show.
Shut up.
He was there when Cantona was there.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so he used to tell stories about that. Good player, good little player.
But was it when you came? Like I remember, right, when I went out to Chile and we spoke to your friend Marcos, who went to somewhere in America. I can't remember where. His first night, I remember he telling us he got in like an MC battle, and there was a guy from Glasgow, and it was really fun.
Yeah, I done the same.
Yeah, like what, you got in an MC battle?
I did. Yeah, I'll tell you about it later. Yeah.
No, go on, tell us this then. So this is you come in as a new player.
We were living in Auckland, so I felt like I was the king of Auckland. Queen Street, the pier, the beach. We would just go clubbing all the time. We had some reckless nights, And I thought I ran the city. I felt like King of New, that King of New York, Christopher Walken. I thought I was king of Auckland. I was just styling. I just reinvented myself. So we were on. I thought these guys don't know about rap or being cool. You got these big Maoris and not Islanders and that kind of thing, but they can rap, they can sing. Have you ever seen like Pacific Islanders sing and rap? They're very cool.
I've seen Moana.
So I thought they were having a little thing. Thought they were rappers. Whatever. I've never really rapped, but I like hip hop. I used to like hip hop, and then I battle rapped some guys. This before battle rap was big on the port in this sort of lovely area. I forget what it's called in Auckland. Where it's like a little docking station where all the boats, big yachts come in. And I got destroyed. I couldn't get my words out, everything else. But it was fun. I thought I was, because I thought I'm from England, What do you know? But this guy completely, bombed me, and I was completely destroyed. But yeah, it's all that integration, isn't it? And you're talking about Man United going on this trip bowling. I was saying it's team building. It's trying to get everyone together, and they feel that the whole method is that if you're friends with everybody and you're on par on the pitch, get on better and communicate better and pass to one another and that sort of thing. But it's not like that. There are cliques, and if someone doesn't like your face, or they're a bit snide towards you, which I felt. I really got a lot of that. I felt people were really snide towards me. I'm a survived person. It was never the thing. It was very. It wasn't until Davis come over, and Davis was an outstanding player. I
thought he was there first. He came.
No, I was there first. I went on my own first. And
so for people who don't know, Davis is the guy that played against Newcastle United in the FA Cup. We had on,
and was wanted by George Graham when he was at Spurs. That's how good he was, when he was in non-league. George Graham wanted him, but the club screwed him over and didn't tell him about it, and tried to knock up the price. And they didn't go for him in the end, but they wanted him. He played at Wimbledon with the crazy gang. Davis did. Mm-hmm. Just before he went to New Zealand. But when Davis came over, he scored 6 goals in his first game out there. We were on television and everything. This is the National League, and he's had such an impact. So because I was Davis was under my wing because he's my brethren. That's when they started to sort of be a bit more nicer to me or a bit more thing, with me. But otherwise, they're snide.
Very mean girls, isn't it, in new football teams? I
Is
remember
there?
I had a similar
It's
thing
all-
in Spain.
Yeah, go on.
It's a bit. Well, the thing is, Dora, is that people are really sort of jealous of your position. They never think that you've earned it. They always think that there has to be a reason you've come in, and also they're 100% their best mate is always the guy that plays in your position, and they're constantly chatting about how that touch isn't good enough or something like this, and it's seriously annoying, and it happens at every football club.
You know what's funny? It's like a chicken coop, almost.
Here we go.
You're gossiping, between each other, and other people are just. But isn't that kind of in work environment sometimes? When you are, especially if you are, working in, some corporate, places or something. It's always like that. It's always someone, looking at you, they are jealous that you are maybe, playing better or working better and creating better results. Like I always thought like clicks are they exist everywhere. You kind of learn it while you go through the life, and I don't think it's very surprising that teams are like that as well. I mean, even for example, like today's English national team is very they are very close. They talk to each other, they're friends, blah blah. But when Rio and Gary Neville and others talked about that amazing generation, like United guys talk to each other, Liverpool guys hung out with themselves, Chelsea guys were on the other side. Like they had many cliques, I would say. They weren't a great team. They weren't great teammates. Hence why that those were that was one of the reasons why that English team never achieved anything, unfortunately. So it's kind of I think today's national team for example of England is quite unique in that regard, but like there are cliques.
With Croatia, Dora, like obviously the sort of like early 90s teams, like because of the war and stuff, have cliques formed over the years, or is there still kind of that connective tissue playing for Croatia?
I think it's still a connective tissue. I like even yesterday, Real Madrid against City. You could see after the game Modric talking with Kovacic and Guardiola on steps. With Rudiger, by the way, we always joke that he's from Dalmatia. He, or something. Because he has that kind of temperament, Rudiger. That's why he's kind of very volatile, especially when he plays. And Dalmatians are very temperamental people. That's why we say he's
probably why
he's one of us.
Kill them all.
But yeah, he's one of us. But yeah, there aren't that many situations. For example, Dinamo Zagreb and Hajduk Split, when those, we call it the eternal derby here in Croatia, which is very funny. But it's between north and south, right? Zagreb and Split. And when they are playing the national game, of course, there are tensions, red cards, fights, a lot of things. But when they are in the national team, everything goes out to the window. It was always like that. Like maybe some teams weren't that close once upon a time. Maybe when they didn't make it out of the groups or something like that. But that was mostly due to bad coaches and not very good generation of players. But yeah, this even the new guys, like they're very close to each other, and I think this is what we are a small country. There is so few of us. We need to stick together, because if everyone played for themselves, like we wouldn't achieve anything. And I think sports in Croatia is always different from other teams, because we are always trying our best, being very workaholic and always with a chip on our shoulders. I think that's a huge thing as well. Not just in team games or team sports, but in individual sports. Always, trying to get over that obstacle, and when they work hard, they achieve it. So that's our kind of strength. we always have a chip on our shoulders.
That's interesting to hear. I think that like Fergie kind of tried to instill that kind of mentality in United, and it's. I personally think team bonding is a little bit of a waste of time. To be honest, I think you have to go through traumatic experiences together on a football pitch. You have to really bleed for your teammates before you can sort of trust them and things like that. And I don't think going bowling is going to make any difference to our season unless they get the bouncer things out for Rasmus. Right, these are the other stories that have come out today. Right, first of all, Jim Ratcliffe didn't recognise Katie Zellum and asked her, what she did at the club. For those of you who don't know, Katie Zellum is quite a long-serving member of Manchester United women's team. I've got to be honest, I wouldn't know who she was, Dora. I can't, I can't cast any aspersions.
I don't think she even plays for United anymore. I think she went to America. I think this was old news.
Okay.
That particular thing, because she hasn't been. She left in the summer for America. So that's an old story, I would say. But yeah, I mean, Ratcliffe said it. In public. They never put it's not that they don't care about United's women's team, but it's not their priority. Which is funny.
Prince Philip energy.
Yeah, I mean they're second in the league. They are performing much better than men's team, which is very funny. But you know where the money is, right? It's the men's team. But honestly, if he even looked at that squad and their pictures once, he would recognize her. But of course, she was a captain of United as well for many years, which is
that is pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I'm on it. Right. The next story, which I find equally just nonsense, is that United have taken a new accountancy practice where literally everything has to be accounted for, including screws and sellotape, which I just come on, lads. Right,
is this Braille's faulting? Braille's faulting. The bike boy thing.
Marginal gains. Yeah, but are you micromanaged at work over things like that?
Thankfully not, but I'm trying to think, where was it? The Office with David Brent, where something went missing. He started, I can't remember, he was really funny about something. But yeah, look, I think these things do count. Oh yeah, no, I'll tell you the truth. No, at my workplace, right? So I've got a woman called Marcia. I love her to bits. She's been there a long time. She's really good, but she's very, very strict and not very trusting. So sometimes she locks stuff away for herself in her own cupboards. So when she's away, we don't have access to it. It's like this could be bedding, this could be important stuff like kettles and things that we have to hand out sometimes, And so it's like, if you trust us, it's okay. But I'll tell you something, you shouldn't trust everybody, because a lot of the time, when I was younger, I used to take a lot of stock. We used to get stock in and bleach and very liquid and toilet paper. I used to just tape it in my car and take it because it was not checked that often. So I do think it's important, because you just don't know. In every workplace, once you find a way, some people get too settled, there's a way of getting a little something for yourself, you find a way where it's safe, the CCTV, or what stock's coming in. Postmen do it a lot, don't they? It happens a lot with postmen. They get stuff in, they realize, this is valuable, and they take it, and they can't be checked for it, So I think it's important. You can't trust anyone, and I think it's important. It's good that Man United do this as a thing, because maybe people are getting away with stuff, free tickets here, sorting people out, rubbish, rub this guy's thing, Parmesan over here, do that. I think Man United is a club of that, because you said it's a community club, but for years we know about people getting favours done for them, and I think coming in like that, it's like troubleshooting. You just take it all out, and it's going to upset a lot of people. So yeah, I think it's the right way to go forward. People might not like it, but that's the way it is.
I don't like it. I don't think that's a good way to manage your workforce.
Stapling the jelly. That's the one. Yeah.
Stapling the jelly.
Gareth.
Well, you've actually reminded me of another story, which I think is a lot nicer, actually, about the women's female team, where because of the cost cutting last season, they got to the FA Cup final. They won it. I believe Ella Toon scored an absolute screamer in that match. Was it outside of the box?
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely goal.
It was 4-0, I think, against Spurs. Yeah, it was a huge win.
Well, it's Spurs, I guess. But sorry, I got stuck in my throat. Here we go. But yeah, their sort of tickets were taken off them, and it's turned out today that Tom Heaton and Bruno Fernandes used the dressing room funds to pay for extra tickets for friends and family of the Manchester United women's team, and I like Bruno Fernandes. Like, I know he's annoying on the pitch, but he's a good guy, isn't he? And that's the sort of thing that I expect a Manchester United captain to be doing. So I think that's a nice story, Dora.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I heard that story. It was very nice. I think they wanted to, take funds for something else as well. He said it immediately. Like he's going to take it out of his pocket to finance it. Like he doesn't want for the team to suffer because of. He kind of indirectly say like he didn't want the club to women's team to suffer for their shortcomings with the results. So yeah, it's a great
comment
gesture
from Ed. I do believe this. Yes, I 100% believe that like Bruno would have done that. Got to remember that David De Gea had a very, very close relationship with Mary Earps. I think it was. I'm not sure if she's still with us.
No, she is. She went to PSG.
Yeah, and I believe that Phil Neville actually, even back in the day, was in Everton was incredibly close to Everton ladies as well. It's something that is a bit of a connective tissue in the Manchester United team, is that we support all members of our family, as it were.
Yeah. I mean, Phil Neville was later like a manager of English women's team before he got not fired, but he got let go or something. Yeah. Said as well.
Yeah, he was the England manager. We got Steph with a Wyatt Earp joke. Good one. Yabba will like that. Right, Yabba, our last story before we can play some fun, before we can go back to having fun, is that there is a spy at Manchester United planted by Sir Jim Ratcliffe that is reporting back on aspects of and around the team. You like conspiracies. Is this a good one?
Any more details about the story? Where's it come from? What have they revealed?
It's come from James Ducker at the Telegraph, and I'm going to put it through my special thing now to get the exact quotes. But what's your initial thoughts on hearing that before I give you the details?
It has to be done. I think you look at if you're Bond, you look at James Bond and the whole Secret Service thing. You've got agents all over the world, haven't you? Russian spies and all these stereotypical things that go on in the underworld, and what the purpose is to find out what's going on, find out people's weaknesses and find out how to exploit them. This is on that level with sort of what's that Secret Boss? There's a show called Secret Boss, isn't there, where a boss company goes
undercover.
Undercover boss or something like that. Yeah, that's the one. And he goes in and maybe with a bit of makeup or something, and sees what it's like, on the front line, so to see what's going on, and that's really revealing as well. And then you have these mystery shoppers as well, don't you? So you're going from CIA, KGB, all the way down to a mystery shopper.
Yeah, I've been a mystery shopper.
Have you? Tell us all about it. Go on.
I had to go and buy some shoes.
Yeah.
Like when I was at university and rate the customer experience and things. It like took about an hour and a half, and I got paid about 12 quid, I think, and I just didn't think it was worth doing it anymore. And I didn't feel like a spy. I felt like a dickhead because I had to go and give some Paul Jobsworth like loads of like really annoying things, and I didn't like it.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's important, I think, for Jim Ratcliffe, because he's new to the club. he needs to establish. He wants to know exactly what's going on everywhere. He's got his ears to the ground, fly on the wall. He wants to know what's going on. So I'm not surprised he does this, and he probably does this in his world of business as well. I know you've got some issues with his business model, with Ineos and what they've done in the past, but I think you have to do that to understand what's going on, because when you're a businessman and you're at the top, every minute detail matters, and if you don't want to create like you don't want to support something which is not backing you. Do you understand? You want to find out who's got your back, who's not. We're doing this now in this sort of new world we're living in with Big Brother and that kind of thing.
Brave New World.
Yeah,
Captain Amondo.
There you go, good shout. Nice plug. But in this new world we're living in, who's knocking on the door? There's somebody at the door. So in this new world we're living in now, I think even at work, like whereas before it used to be paperwork, we'd be monitored and they come in, we're doing an audit. All right, I'll get my paperwork done, here you go. Now they can monitor me just from checking my computer to see whether I'm meeting my targets and that kind of thing,
But they've done that there's a thing called Taylorism, which started in like the Industrial Revolution, where they would calculate how many how much a man could dig in an hour, and would then like they do it in Amazon warehouses. So and it's a horrible, dehumanizing experience, which is why I don't like these practices from Ratcliffe. Dora, I mean, is this? What do you think? Is this something we should be concerned about?
I mean, I don't know if he is the leaker, actually. He's leaking himself to the press. Yeah, Ratcliffe. All right. But yeah, I mean, the leaks, like it's interesting for the journalists to talk about United, because the same old even when we are down, they are always talking about United, like that gets clicks, and now it's how do you say it? Now it's fashionable to criticize United and
always has been.
Yeah, and kick the club, especially when it's on the downfall. And but Ratcliffe didn't. I agree with you in terms of I don't like how he does things, how he presents himself. Maybe even if he wants the club to work, he obviously wants, because he invested the money in the club. But he also needs to realize that sometimes you need to be more tactile with the way you approach things, and he should have known that before he came to the club. Like, this isn't a new club that got founded 20 years ago. This is a historic club with a huge legacy, football legacy and football tradition, and and then you drop bombs like, oh, we are letting go 50 workers, like without any proper explanation and everything.
Before Christmas as well.
Yeah, like you could have done it before. Honestly, like it's like for the all money that everyone has in those businesses and corporations, and I believe that United is it already became a business, but now it's going to become like even more. With Glazers, we became a bankrupt, cash cow corporation. Now we are going to be a proper business corporation. Like, you have so much money and budget for proper PR people who will, advise you and say, look, don't do it around Christmas. Like, we are in the downfall with results. It's a very sensitive time, and they let go, or they, put it in paper like, oh, or say to the media, oh, we let go 50 workers, for example, or something. Oh, we fired that janitor that worked for the club 50 years or something. Like, be more tactile about it. It's insane how they approach some of
There's
things.
actually something else that came out today, which is quite clearly a mistake, but apparently someone phoned up the descendants, that's the wrong word, but the next of kin of Kath from reception to talk about like renewing the season ticket that she had. And it's just like, you've got to have people that are more conscientious at the football club. Like, that's appalling. You've got Tyrone saying he can't take Sir Jim seriously. Chelsea was his first choice. Chelsea's the team he truly supports. He's spent quite a lot of money, to be honest, Tyrone. I think you can take him seriously if he's putting billions into the football club. Come off it now. Is that confirmed that Dubois, they're having to get a replacement in? Jeez. All right. Right. Next up, I've had enough of football. We're doing games now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a photo up that Yabba has been badgering me about for a while. Hang on. Put your answers in chat because, of where you think it is.
Before you put it up, I'll ask.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I say, we're at work and there's a screensaver, and I asked all there's like 5 of us there, and I said, "Where do you think that is?" And they couldn't. No one got it right, obviously apart from me, the quizmaster, and I didn't know. And we looked it up. I didn't realize this. See what they did? They got their phone and done us like a scan of it.
Google image search.
I didn't know anything about that. I never knew that existed. But anyway, I want the guys in the comments to let me know. Yeah, where is this?
Can I say?
I want to say as well.
Now let the guys in the comments go. So where do you think that is? It's a beautiful location. You see sandy beaches, lovely blue seas. What continent is that? Or if you can be more specific, where in the world?
We've got to guess where it is. So I'm going right. Okay. We're getting some in. Am I right, Steph? That is not your back garden. No. You would not be modding our bloody channel if that was your back garden. Can I say what continent I think it is?
Yeah.
Go on.
I think that's Europe.
Okay.
Europe. Okay.
I think that is the Adriatic coast.
Okay.
Because of the trees, to be honest, those don't look like jungle trees to me. So that rules out quite a lot of the Caribbean, like the sort of bottom part of like Colombia and places like that. I think that might be quite close to Dora. But do you want me to give some? Do you want me to put some guesses up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Please.
Okay. So Tyrone has failed to spell Fiji 3 times. But he thinks Fiji. Kiribati, which I'm not familiar with, but I suspect is the Indian Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I am Titanium, Florida. Ed has gone for St. Helena. Bilal, working on his comedy act, has said it's Uranus, Yabba.
Thank you.
The Maldives. Knowing Yabba, it could be the Maldives. Right, never heard of this. Oludense.
Nice.
More for the Maldives. More for Fiji. Pacific. You got to be specific.
Why did I want to do that?
Oh, sorry. So I'm sorry, Yabba. Steph is saying the sea is very blue. Cheers, Steph.
Usually is.
Not when Ineos are finished with it, it isn't. Southend. I'll go to the Maldives. Mr. B, Cornwall. Rush home. And that looks like water to me.
All right.
No.
So, we haven't asked Dora, and Dora's going to give us the right answer.
It's Snake Island.
No, it isn't. But it's very close to the Snake Island.
Is it Hvar?
No, it isn't the Hvar. Oh my God, I said it like you. It's so funny. It isn't Hvar. Can I say?
Yeah, reveal it.
It's a beach called Zlatni Rat in the place called Bol on island Brač in Croatia. This is Adriatic Sea. Adriatic Sea.
Well done, Bart.
Mediterranean. Zlatni Rat, it's called. It means golden war, or Rat also means like. Do you know that piece of land, like the most south point of Africa?
The Cape of Good, Cape Horn. Cape of Good Hope.
It's like a cape. It's like a Rat means war in Croatia, but it also means a cape. So this is actually a golden cape from Bol on island Brač, which is very close to the Snake Island, where I spent my summers and reliving my life as a, George of the Jungle, I would say.
Just that
But yeah.
exploring.
Yeah.
I just want to say, before anyone says foul play, yeah, but can you confirm you gave us no indication to where this was before it started?
The guys, I mean, Dora obviously knows it, but Bath Time didn't know it, but Bath Time got very close because Bath Time broke it down. That's how I got it as well. I said, that's Croatia. I looked at it, you can't see zooming, but if you look at the mountain range, I've been to New Zealand and that sort of part of the world, and I've been to the Maldives. I've been to a lot of places. I've been to Thailand. I've been to Middle East. I've been to Japan. I've been to the Caribbean.
Scotland?
I've never been to Scotland. But
have you been to Wales?
You can tell. You look at the sea. You think, oh wow, that's got to be somewhere hot and rich, and it's in Europe. And that is, I mean, Croatia's recently become one of the big tourist attractions. I know they do the lake. They have a DJ, like a music festival kind of thing there. Croatia's blowing up, and this is a beautiful location.
Yeah, but please. Let's use a different phrase for Croatia rather than it's blowing up.
Oh, I see. Okay. But yeah, it's really nice. Very nice, Dora. I'd have to go there. I told you that my sister and her family took her family to
Montenegro.
Montenegro.
Yeah, but
Montenegro. Oh my god! Even English people say Montenegro as well, not like you say it.
Yeah. Well, I've been to that part of the world. That's we went to Hvar once, and I kind of recognise it, like beautiful part of the world, awesome. Yeah. If you tell Yabba not to do something, he will just go and do it.
He's so chaotic. Oh my god.
It's good though. Because the thing is, though, it's that, like, normally when you talk about Manchester United stuff, you've got to hear essentially the same opinion from literally everyone. Yeah. But with our Yabba, I genuinely have no idea what is going to come out of his goal sometimes.
It's funny. I was, Ade's been on the show, my Nigerian.
Yeah.
So I dropped him home today, and he loves to talk Man United. And I just thought, here, Man United, every day. So I put on the radio, and they said, we're talking Man United. And this woman, whoever it is, some ex-footballer or whatever, started talking. So he shut up. It helped me because he shut up because he was telling me about Man United. I thought, I want to hear your opinion, whatever. It's just a sage repeat. A lot of people repeat what they hear in the news. They will tell you, oh, did you know we've lost this many games and we've never done that before? And this is what. And so when they're talking about it on the radio, they were just going through what's went wrong. They talk about Dan Ashworth. They talked about re-signing Ten Hag. We hear this regurgitating the same old. So this is what I love about the guys in the comments and you guys on the show. You bring something new, refreshing. Because otherwise it's just repeating the same old garbage over and over again, like a robot.
Yeah. Well, we're going to do a bit of a quiz now. Unexpected. Yeah. Don't worry. It's not a hard one. I haven't even thought it through, but it should be fun. It's based off something you did the other day, Yabba, where I'm going to give Dora and Yabba both a country, and they've got to select a Manchester United team from that country of players that have played for us. Like in chat, you can get involved as well. So I'm gonna ask them not to look at the chat until they need help, and then they're going to come to you for help.
I'm going to remove my chat. I'm removing my chat. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I put it also. Yeah, I removed it as well.
Wicked. All right, go ham, lads. Say whatever you want.
Hold on. No, that's private chat. Yeah, go on.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you both a question, and if you get the question right, you get to pick the teams. So Yabba, the question to pick the team of the choice that I give you is, in euros, what is the top prize on the Croatian version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh my god. It's a millionaire. I don't know what the currency's like out there.
It's euros.
It's euros
now.
Oh,
euros. Croatia. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I'm going to say £200,000.
Dora, is he correct?
No, he isn't.
What is the answer? It's a million, obviously.
It was million kunas, but now it's 150,000 euros.
All right, I mean, yeah, I'm close.
You were very close, but
Yeah.
you know what's funny? It was million kunas, right? And we transferred to euros, and of course they needed to change the price, and they. So they didn't want to say, for example, 124k and 5
Yes.
cents, so it can equal the million kunas. So they just said, okay, it's going to be 150k euros, which
Oh,
is
wow.
actually, if you convert it to kunas, it's more than a million kunas, which is very interesting.
How much is a loaf of bread in Croatia?
Oh, it's very expensive. We are actually boycotting bakeries and
right,
stores
okay.
because Croatia is currently with the highest point of inflation, and it has one of the worst prices of food and existential things. We are boycotting. We are doing everything to stop it because it's insane. Like people are not in their right mind with the prices. We are more expensive than Germany, in Italy and France in some cases. Like, wow.
Rasmus Højlund prices.
Yeah. That's actually true. Yeah.
Dora, your question, see if you can go first, is it's true or false? Does the B in Mr. B stand for Baggins?
Oh my God. False. No way. It's Baggins.
Correct. It stands for bold. So you get to go.
Good one.
Oh, God, that is funny.
Oh my God.
Well, Mr. B's away, we play.
Yeah. All right. So, Dora, you have the pick of the Netherlands or France?
Well, I actually, I kind of failed my homework because I thought we are going to, for example, get one or, the other, you said Dutch or French team, right? But from the Premier League, and I was like, oh, currently in the Premier League, can we create, teams of current
Dora,
players?
Jabba is going to kill me for this because I've told you what the quiz was and not him, and that is going to come back and bite
because
me.
he is
so
African.
Just tell me what team you're going to pick.
Dutch team.
Dutch. All right, Jabba,
Yeah.
you got French. Okay, so to start off with, I want your goalkeeper. It should be easy, I think, certainly for Jabba.
Who, me first?
Yeah.
Fabian Barthez.
Yeah.
Is he the only French guy? Yeah. In
And-
United. Goalkeeper in United of French. I don't know. Okay.
No, you've got to do Dutch.
Dutch.
No, I didn't think you are going to do it immediately. Sorry. Van der Sar. Edwin van der Sar.
There we are. Okay. Jabba, a centre-back, please.
Laurent Blanc.
Yes, which means black in French.
Monte Black.
Yes. United players, Andrew. Like a lot of them are going to be quite easy, but they're going to need some help, I think, for left backs and right backs and things. And I do remember that you absolutely hate Laurent Blanc. Right. Dora, a Dutch centre back, please.
Jaap Stam, of course. Come on.
Yeah.
You thought I'm going to pick like Matthias de Ligt. Jaap Stam.
All right. Give me the second one, because these teams are going to play each other.
Let's go with. You're asking me, right?
Yeah.
Daley Blind on the left centre back position.
Okay. Jabba?
I'm struggling for a right back, so I'm going to put Varane in at right back and move someone who shouldn't play right back at right back. So Varane and Laurent Blanc so far.
Varane and Laurent Blanc. Okay. Do you want to go left back then, lads?
Yeah. Left back is Evra for me.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Dora?
Wait. Was Alexander Butner a Dutch? I need to Google. Sorry.
No conferring.
It's not conferring. It's
conferring with Google.
cheating.
Oh, he was Dutch. Left back Alexander Butner.
Yeah. So you've got Butner, Stam, and Blind. Did you say?
Yeah, I need right back next time.
I would have put Blind at centre. I'd have put Blind at left back myself for the Dutch.
I know, but his best games were at Ajax as a centre back.
All right, Yabba. Have you got a right back for me?
I haven't really. I'm struggling. Can't see the comments either for help. I'm trying to think of a right back French or so even a midfielder that could have played there. And I could go with Silvestri, but he's left.
Yeah, that's
I
mine.
want to do that. So I'm going to go with who's the quick guy who played winger? What's his name?
French.
French. No, not Overton. He was a striker. He was really quick, rapid.
Bellion,
yeah. I can put Bellion as a marauding right back for me. I know people might say, but I think if he comes under my management, I think I could trade him.
Nice.
Put him there because he's quick and he can get forward. So Bellion at right back, Silvestri on the bench.
All right. 1 point to Tyrone there. He was the person that came in. Dora, do you have a right back?
Timothy Fossumens.
Very good.
I think,
Who?
I think he.
Tim
Fossumens.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, good one.
I mean, at one point under Van Gaal, he actually played quite a lot, and then he had a few injuries, and then he went to Bayer Leverkusen. Is he still at Bayer?
He was injured for about a year, like Fossumens at Leverkusen.
And yeah.
Like terrible luck. I tell you what, because I think this is quite easy, I just want to get the strikers out of the way. So 2 strikers each. The obvious ones first, please. Dora?
Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yep. Yabba, the obvious French striker.
Louis Saha.
That wasn't who I was thinking of. You can give it to me. You can give the next one.
And Cantona. Louis Saha and Cantona.
Would you put Saha in over Martial just out of interest for a central striking role?
I thought I was going to put Martial on the wing.
Fair enough.
4-4-2, yeah, but so I put Louis Saha and Cantona up front if we do the 4-4-2.
Yeah, and your second Dutch striker would be Dora.
I mean, even maybe if they couldn't in some alternate universe work together, Robin van Persie. Come on. Van Nistelrooy and Van Persie need to be up front.
Did they ever play together?
Wow, what a strike force!
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how Dutch played during 2000s. I don't think they played with 2 strikers, right? I don't know if they played with 2 strikers. I'm not sure, but yeah.
They've always. Yabba will correct me on this, but you've got to think with Johan Cruyff, they've been playing a 4-3-3 for like 30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
Like Van Basten, Hullet, Rijkaard, all those kind of players, they'd have been in 4-3-3s.
Yeah.
And apparently, Tyrone's got himself another bonus point, 2006. But I'm going to give Simon Warner 5 bonus points for saying Weghorst.
I thought about it, but then I remember, oh my God, how cool. Like, I need to say Van Persie.
Okay. Do you want to do, I think central midfielders is quite hard for Yabba. So do you want to...
It's not.
All right, let's give me your 2 central midfielders.
I'm playing Pogba and Morgan Schneiderlin.
Oh, nice one.
Okay. All right, that's not... I thought Schneiderlin actually was Dutch, but he's French, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got a funny name, isn't he? Where's his name? Is it German name? Is that a sort of dramatic name?
Probably.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, Arsene Wenger gets away with being French when he's essentially German because he's from a South Lorraine, which switches across. He's I've always considered him more German French, but Tyrone has come in with the same one.
I can't see the comments.
Right. Okay, Dora. Central midfielders, 2 Dutch, please.
Okay, so I barely watched this guy.
Double Dutch.
Double Dutch.
Yeah, double
you can
Dutch.
ask for help if you want.
So I know this guy, but I haven't watched him at all. Like, it was before my time. Jordi Cruyff.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Jordi
Cruyff,
Cruyff
yeah.
and Donny van de Beek.
I'll accept it. We'll wait to see what you got in wide areas, but I'll accept Jordi as a central midfielder.
Okay.
Donny.
Yeah, Donny.
Oh no, that's 2. That's Okay, so we're now just looking at the wingers, aren't we? Well, we know that, but you've got Martial at left wing, haven't you?
Martial will be on the left, obviously, he played in the flat four. So on the right, I'm going to play Gabriel Oberton, because I can't think of anyone else French who played.
What a right-hand side you have. Obertan and Bellion.
Overlap.
Yeah. Running for
obviously, look, like I have to say, I'm a bit vulnerable at right back position, and then looking at their strike force, that'd be.
Well, there's a follow-up. There's a follow-up question, which is going to be: you can take one player from the current United side to stick in your side to kind of shore up those things. Yeah. Dora, your wingers, please.
Okay, so I actually remembered that we had a slight younger guy that played, some senior games, but never, not too many of them. I think that I would put on the right wing Tahith Chong, because he's a lefty.
Nice.
And on the right side, I would put the guy that never was, especially, with his potential partnership with Luke Shaw. Memphis Depay needs to be on the right.
Who?
Yeah. Depay.
Oh, Memphis. Okay, yeah.
Is this why you said you always wanted to try Depay's in England?
Yeah, but it's funnier than you, by the way.
I've got an award. I've won awards for comedy. I bring them out regularly to prove it.
When you mentioned patties, you mentioned patties during breakfast.
Yeah.
Earlier, yeah. There's a joke about obviously something about meat. Basically, the punchline is meat patty. Like my wife,
Snoopy, or something.
Meat patty. But I can't remember how to set it up. But I forgot. I was going to drop it earlier, but you guys moved on too quick. Anyway, moving on.
All right. So you both got your teams. You can now stick one player from the current Manchester United squad into your team. Yabba, you've got a real problem on your right-hand side. How are you solving it?
Yeah, I'm going to solve it with playing Diego Dallo. I think he's a top professional. Obviously, I've got David Bellion. Sounds like David Banner in it when he goes to a different town. He changes his name from Banner because he's got Mr. McGee after him. So he has to change his name from Banner to Bannion or thing. It's always like David Bellion. It's really you, Hulk, But I'd change David Bellion, and because if he's not, he can't really play there. It makes us a bit vulnerable. And put in from the current squad to make us stronger. I put in Dalot. He will be a Frenchman. He'd give him a moustache like Inspector Clouseau or something like that. Dalot. Bonjour. And I think that'll make us team really strong. Bartes in goal. Dalot right back. Evra, one of the best left backs.
Mm-hmm.
Laurent Blanc, one of the best centre backs. Look at his goal record. How many goals someone in the chat tell me how many goals has Laurent Blanc scored in his career? Partnering him will be Varane, five-time Champions League winner. And then in midfield, you got Morgan sliding in at his best at Southampton. That's why we signed him, doing his thing, pinching the ball, intercepting enforcer with Pogba, one of the world's best midfielders in the last 10, 20 years. Martial on the left. Overton, a bit weak, but it's all right. He played well on the right. And up front, we've got Louis Saha and the King, Eric Cantona. I dare you, Dora, to beat that team.
I mean, it's easy to say maybe Bruno instead of either, Jordi Cruyff or Donny van de Beek, but I don't know. I'm looking at my defense, and it seems like the right side of the defense is much stronger than the left side, especially with Butner. So I would probably go with De Ligt, but I didn't want to use De Ligt like current United players because current Dutch United players because they
don't deserve it.
They don't deserve it, but in this case, I would probably go with De Ligt.
But Dora, that is not a good use of your wild card because you can just put De Ligt in anyway.
No, I thought you couldn't use the current players. Well, I wouldn't put him in, but okay. Okay. I won't go. You know what? I will do this. I will create one of the most volatile midfields that we ever had, and put two people together who never played together that much. I will put Donny and Bruno together, and Cruyff goes out of the team. So Bruno and Van de Beek are going to play together in the midfield. Yeah, I mean, what? Like what? Like, am I going to use Garnacho or someone else instead of? Like, maybe I could have used Ahmad for instead of Tahith Chong, but in the end, it's all the same. So yeah, I think I would put Bruno because I think he's, more. He's a catalyst. I need a catalyst for Van Persie and Van Nistelrooy, who are going to cause trouble for Yaba's centre backs. And
It's got good centre backs though. The issue I see with Yaba's team is that I think Saha and Cantona operate in the same spaces. Like Saha, alongside Fellaini, has the best chest control I've seen from a professional footballer. But then again, he can run in behind, can't he, Yaba? Like,
Yeah.
all right. In chat, you've heard Dora's team, you've heard Yaba's team. Tell me who you think would win that game. And
Let me just remind you, Robin van Persie and Ruud van Nistelrooy up front. Goals! That spells goals. Wow. That is scary.
I mean, honestly, yeah, but knowing those two national teams, like French always prevail, right? Dutch always choke. They kind of choke always in the big tournaments. But I mean, on paper, my team is, much stronger than the French team.
All right, well, Andrew's come in with a 2-2 draw. Yaba's team to win 4-2 on pens. I completely disagree. If it goes to penalties, I'm having Edwin van der Sar all day long as Fabian Barthez.
Oh, yeah.
How many world-class players do you have in your team, Dora?
Sorry?
How many world-class players do you have in your team?
So, goalkeeper, Van der Sar, Stam, and I have 2 strikers. And I put Bruno, so you could argue Bruno was once upon a time a world-class player. So yeah, Bruno is like 5, 4.5 slash 5.
Half the team are like proper players.
Yeah, Stam and like Van der Sar. I think a lot of it comes down to how they perform on the day. So I think Yaba's team is probably a bit stronger all round, but I just feel that Dora's team has more match winners in it with Ruud and Van Persie, and then like Stam and Edwin to produce world-class moments in defence.
Yeah.
Blanc, not completely convinced by as a United player.
But
he was quite old. He was quite old when he came to United, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did someone find out how many goals Laurent Blanc scored in his career as a centre-back, please? Someone in the chat. Can you find out in the chat? Can you let me know how many goals Laurent Blanc scored as a centre-back? This is a great player.
Everyone.
You can't judge him just on his time at Man United. You got to judge him at his peak. Aren't we judging these players at their best?
No, well, we're judging them at their peak.
He scored 4 goals for United. And I remember there was 1 goal against Spurs in that comeback, right? Blanc.
No, I'm talking about in his career. How many goals did Laurent Blanc score in his career?
Well, I think this is false.
Okay, Laurent Blanc. As a player, oh my God.
How many?
He has 600 goals and 600 games, 125 goals. Oh my
125
God.
goals in his career as centre back.
Yeah, that's on Wikipedia. They probably didn't count in. I don't know if they counted in the tournaments, the cups.
That's just over 1 in 6.
Yeah.
In his career, he's a brilliant player.
Get sent off against Croatia.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's how he got. Oh yeah. Sent off in the final, didn't he?
Yeah.
There you go. Andrew is saying that he basically got 1 in 7, which is incredible for a centre back. To be honest, those Joleon Lescott numbers. I think. All right, POTUS is taking the French midfield over the Dutch midfield. I'd agree with that. I think I'm going with Dora's team to be the French team. It's. I tell you what, it'd be a hell of a game because the midfield is crap. Like no team's going to be able to control the ball properly, and it's going to be end to end. Really, it'd be a wonderful game.
And can we ask, like we said the other day, Ronald Koeman, don't talk what player. Well, can we ask how they get on in the current Premiership as well? Because I think my team would do all right. We've got characters like Cantona, winners, born winners, and we've got strong defence. Evra as well, won the league. I think we'd be in the top 4.
Dora, I think, has got a better base to build on. Like Blanc.
So could we win the league maybe in the current league?
No,
Better than
she's
Liverpool,
not.
better
She's
than
not
City,
winning.
Liverpool? Okay.
She's not winning the league with that midfield.
No way. That midfield is leaky as an old bucket, I would say. Like, oh my god.
I mean,
Leaky
because of the
as
goal,
United's locker room.
Dora's goal power makes me think minimum top 6.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
sure about your team, yeah, but like because Cantona and Saha are great players, but they're not like
Prolific.
huge goal scorers. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you're right.
So I think Dora's team would finish higher, but to be honest, I'd much prefer to watch your team play. Cantona, Pogba, Saha, like that would be
Martial.
yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Delano.
And I think I've got balance now that you give me a player from this today generation. Give me a right back, which makes me a bit more secure. So I'm quite happy with the team there.
Yeah, it's a good one. Did we enjoy that, boys and girls?
I loved it. It was great stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
really off the cuff. I'm really surprised that Dora went for the Dutch. I thought she would have picked the French team. I thought that would have been easy to pick.
No. You know why? Because I think Dutch had much more, like there were much more players from Netherlands than from France. And honestly, if I was in your place, I would never remember David Bellion or someone like that. I would remember Mikel Silvestre maybe, but but Bellion, no way. Like and those are, of course, Cantona but yeah, I mean, players for Netherlands. They have much bigger numbers at United.
I think I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it's true. We didn't have many outside the British Isles playing for us, and I think Arthur Muren was one of the first foreign players to play for Man United. I believe so. It might be one from the 20s or something, but I think Arthur Muren, even though he came to us after playing Ipswich, who won the UEFA Cup and came second in the league, and so he was a fantastic player, and really. He played in the 1978 World Cup as well for Holland. What a great player he was. Huh?
He's part of that team. Like that's
they're
meant to be one of the best teams. Them in Brazil '82 meant to be.
Well, 74. The 74 team was better.
Oh, is that the team I'm thinking of?
Yeah, they still got to the final, but they didn't have Cruyff. Arthur Muren was a part of that squad. Yeah,
that's good. Dora, if you could, if you could have got one Croatian into the United team, is it Modric? I would think.
Current players or players
Ever.
in their prime?
Ever.
I mean, like, I need to say Modric because he's the closest thing to Paul Scholes, and I think we miss that kind of a player in our team, the creative mastermind. And I think he had a chance to come in 2011, and it never happened. He went to Madrid.
He made the right choice, to be fair to him.
Yeah, he did, but honestly, you look at the others, someone like
Boban, Prosnecki.
Alan Boxic would have been a great player for us.
Alan
Boxic terrorized us. He's terrorized us.
Alan Boxic, yeah. Injuries killed him, but he was a great player, yeah.
What was it like when Suka signed for Arsenal? I bet you were livid.
I didn't care because I was like this. I was very small. Like, I don't like. When did that happen? Was it in 90s? End of the 90s or?
No.
Would have been like 99 or something. Like,
oh my god! I was 3 years
after the
old.
World Cup.
It was a long time ago. Yeah. I don't care about Schuker is actually from my side of the country. Like, he's very he was born in the city very near me, so but I don't know, my mother never liked him as a player.
Why?
And it kind of, I don't know, she was of course she loved Boban because he's a national hero. He was very calm, very, very collected. He played for AC Milan. He was a gentleman, right? And she loved Boksic, but she never liked Schuker, even though he was a great player, because he would always just stand on the front of the pitch, like in the attack and wait for the ball. He never worked. Like there were times when he worked hard, but like he was always kind of an arrogant guy. Like in his interviews and everything else. So I think that dislike was inherited from my mother. But like
He's
Šuker
not
was a
very
great
popular
player.
now, is he? Is that
No.
not the head of the FA or something and corruption and things?
Yeah, he was very corrupted. Very
Who,
corrupted.
Suka?
Yeah, as a
Really?
president of the FA. Yeah. Like I will tell you maybe some other time, but there is many things like typical Balkan
I
corruption,
want
but
to
it
ask
was
you
insane.
something, Dora.
Yeah.
So Eduardo, he was a Brazilian, born in Brazil. Obviously, he played
Yeah.
for Croatia.
Yeah.
Could he speak Croatian? Did he bother to sort of learn the
Yeah.
language? And so,
Yeah.
have you heard interviews with him? Does he speak Croatian? Is he like a proper?
He lives here. Like when
He
he
still
came
lives
to
there?
Yeah, when he came to Dinamo, like he is a proper Croatian now.
Oh,
Like
wow!
when he came to Dinamo Zagreb very young, like I think he played somewhere else than he came to Dinamo Zagreb. Like he immediately started learning Croatian. He met a girl in Zagreb. He married her. They're still together. He has kids. Like he, how do you say it? He acclimated. He became up. He
went
he's
native.
Yeah, he went native, full native. Yeah, he's speaking great Croatian. Like,
Wow!
he was our ambassador after he retired. Like, I think he still is. Like, he is. Yeah, of course, he has family in Brazil. He talked about it as well. But Croatia is his
Oh,
home.
wow! I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
thought it was just one of the ones where
He
he used you and then just to get him
no,
to-
he is proper naturalized. He's proper
Okay.
naturalized now. So yeah.
Right,
I
I'll
mean,
give
he
you-
has been for years. Yeah.
I'll give you two final questions. One, I'm hoping that this is a bit of an IQ test. If you had the choice to have either Pogba or Cantona in a United team nowadays, who would you pick if both were in blistering form? Unanimously, we're going for Pogba, yeah?
Ha ha ha! No way. Like, look, Pogba in his prime was great. Like, we can all agree that even though he came back to United at 23, 24 years old, his best years were at Juventus. Those two seasons with Pirlo, Marchisio, and the other midfielders. Great Italian team, Juventus. But like, he showcased very little of what we expected of him. Unfortunately, he was injury prone. Later, he dragged United to the mud with Mino Raiola, that fat bastard who died later. But yeah, I don't care. Like, who cares? And yeah, I mean, I don't care, honestly. But Cantona, I like people say, people like him, like Roy Keane, they would never maybe fit into today's game because they are too strong. They have too strong, opinions and everything else. But like, they would try their best. Like, they were unbreakable, and they would try their best to keep their teams, not necessarily under pressure, but they would motivate their team to keep fighting. So yeah, Cantona 100%. He would thrive in any team, no matter.
And he could kick the shit out of some of these players as well. We'll do South American when on another slow news day, Steph.
We need to do that. Yeah. Do we have that many people?
I think
from South America. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Got a goalkeeper, got a left back, got centre back, got strikers. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right, this is where's it gone? I quite like this question. 3 best players you've seen live, so not on the telly, but live. Go on, Yabba. I've got a feeling I know who these might be.
What, do they have to be Man United players?
No, you can include your trip to the new camp in this.
Yeah. I went and watched Barcelona when Ronaldinho was in his pomp for Barcelona, and that was magnificent. But Deco was the best player in the park that day. So I watched Ronaldinho play football, and Deco was class as well. I've watched live. I've watched Paul McGrath, and I've watched Brian Robson. So
Okay.
this is way back when I was a child. I went to London games.
Well, yeah, we know you don't have a time machine, and it wasn't like last week. Like we can work that out.
So I just want to say this: Paul McGrath.
Yes.
Don't sleep on that guy. The guy was a serious beast of a player. When I watched him, and because he was like mixed race or whatever, and Afro, and him and Remy Moses, I really sort of got drawn to them as players. I used to have my Panini album, and you get all the stickers, and you know everything about every player in the league, every sort of team. And when I went to watch them, I realised, because I used to be anxious playing football and a bit wary, because it was like the culture is different. I was talking about yesterday. What Paul McGrath made me realise is it doesn't matter. You just got to go out there and just do the best. Even if you're ugly and you put your head where it hurts, whatever. He dominated. He was just so strong against all these big giants you see on the pitch. He was just amazing. And Brian Robson was just Captain Marvel. So for me, watching these as a kid, I was just in awe of how powerful the game was back then. Long balls, winning headers, fight, real strong presence these guys had. And I always felt, wow, I could never be that big and strong. But as you grow, it's amazing. So
yeah, you turned out to be 6'5".
Yeah, but I was never that strong. In my young,
you're a bodybuilder.
No, but this is after when I was playing football, like the best I could. I wasn't. There was other guys who were bigger and stronger than me because I was tall and lean. It's only after I started training properly. But some guys just naturally got tree trunk legs and big presence. And remember these Terry Butchers and big Gary Pallisters, Gordon McQueen, all these big guys. They're just powerful.
It's so annoying, aren't they? It's like a sort of skill check when you're young. You go up again. Like there's a famous picture of Lukaku at 13.
Yeah,
and he doesn't look too dissimilar to how he is now. And I remember like around Northamptonshire and stuff, like the bigger boys, man, they terrified me. Before, like Canary Cup and stuff like that. I mean, it looked like they're all Luke Littlers, like 17, well 13, but like looked like they were 30. Just before we get to you,
will say to Tyrone.
Well, I want to do the comments.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just saying to Dora that your opinion is appreciated, but we have to address the comments. And ADHD Yabba here can pop in his time machine and never mind. All right. Andrew never saw Rooney play for United as a United fan. Only ever saw him against Swansea. Have you been to Old Trafford, Andrew?
I've seen Rooney. Yeah.
Yes. This is an interesting one. We know Bilal is a bit of a troll. And also, if anyone sees Bart, shout out to Bart. I haven't seen him for 2 weeks. I hope he's doing well. Like, if someone has banned him, unban him, please. One player that impressed Bilal was Owen Hargreaves, who's a surprisingly good set-piece taker, Hargreaves.
Yeah. But wasn't he considered quite technical player before he came to United? And then he all of a sudden not all of a sudden, but we know that he was very injury prone. He had great kicks, but he was, he was a very good player, Owen Hargreaves.
Yeah. He was. I think he was an excellent player. He's one of those ones like Falcao, where I expected so much and like it just didn't work out. Like Schweinsteiger, another one. Tyrone, like you, what a lucky boy you are. De Bruyne, Buffon, and Pirlo live.
Well, I know what, the more I think about it, I've seen some great players actually. I've seen Bergkamp and
I've seen Bergkamp and Henry as well.
I'm thinking.
Graham, is this the right channel for you, Henry Bergkamp and Vieira?
Graham's going to Villa Park. I think next week. Graham goes to the South Coast games and he's going to Villa Park next week, and that atmosphere there will be kicking. Really exciting. So, love to hear. He's a Man United man, by the way, but he just loves football. So, big up to Graham, Papa Bear.
Being from Coventry and Aston Villa were the nearest Premier League clubs to me. So, I did see a couple of games there, and I always enjoyed Aston Villa, Holty Bolty, really really good fun. Prime Sanchez and Ozil, I'm a huge fan of Ozil. I think he's very disrespected.
He was such an elegant player.
Yeah, like he used to do this bounce pass that I've tried so many times. It's completely unnecessary, but I can't do it, and it really annoys me. But I love that bounce pass. Bath time is to give a reference about his age, and then again, perhaps he has a time machine. Thank you, Ajmal. I appreciate that you correct my wit, such as I'm pleased to call it. Andrew, I'll never forgive Fergie for what he says in his self-aggrandizing nonsense book about Hargreaves. Who are Paul McGrath? Now, my father talks quite a lot about Paul McGrath as well, Yabba. Particularly, like, I can't remember, but it was something about him, like, he had a nickname like the Psychic or something like that. He was able to see danger before it happened. And he's probably, like, the front runner of my Final Destination metaphor. Paul McGrath or Des Walker?
It's a really tough one. Different players. I love Des Walker. You never beat Des Walker, but Paul McGrath for me. It's just amazing, world class player. Remember 1985 Everton FA Cup final. Everton just won the league. They were top side in England.
No,
in Europe.
we don't.
We went down to 10 men. And Paul McGrath and Frank Stapleton went into centre back, and we got to extra time at 0-0 and scored. So that shows how good these guys are.
Who had the best chant?
Des Walker, no doubt about it.
I can't. I've said this so many times before. I can't believe that's gone out of the English game. It's the best chant in English football. All right, Simon. He's seen Sheringham, Thierry Henry, and Bergkamp, who had to apologise to me after a mishit strike almost turned my face inside out while shooting got hybrid. I don't think I've ever met a more accident-prone person than Simon Warner. One time that, like, Bergkamp, like, doesn't strike a ball cleanly, it hits Simon Warner. Steph likes Kevin Moran and Paul McGrath. Ajmal, how did Messi make it? He is so small. He's really good at football, Ajmal. Andrew is saying it was Robin Van Persie against Swansea. Tyrone is convinced Lukaku made it in the game due to his size. It's a huge part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Andy's been 4 times to Old Trafford. Saw Swansea beat Man United in a... Shut up, Andrew. Cristiano Ronaldo, R9, and Rooney. That's 3 Ronnies. That's a difficult one to beat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tyrone saw Rooney play. Herrera, Juan Mata, Ibrahimovic. Wish you could have seen Ronaldo and Messi at their best, though. And Bilal's just remembered that he's seen Ibra. We got anyone more here? Graham's watching Shamrock Rovers at the moment.
Proper football man, Graham, tell you that. Yeah.
Zola was unbelievable live too. And Ashwell liked Tevez. I don't like Tevez. I'm trying to think of the best that I've seen. I've seen Messi. I've seen Ronaldo.
Messi?
I went to watch a game at the Nou Camp. Iniesta, Busquets, Xavi.
He was formed on a day. Who was man?
Do you know what? It was bloody stupid because Messi scored a goal by charging down a goal kick. Thiago, who played for Liverpool, scored from a header, and I can't remember who scored the other goal, but Iniesta, Dani Alves were incredible on the day. Incredible. Messi, like, he was good, and you could see that he was incredible, but he wasn't man of the match like Dani Alves was. Who else have I seen that is good? I don't know. Like, when you start these questions, you just begin to think of more and more players that you've seen. But Jora, who have you? I'm guessing that we're very lucky to be in England, seeing the Premier League. Like, who have you managed to lay your eyes on?
Well, I watched, like, honestly, I'm going to be very honest with you. Like, I watched more live handball games than football games because it runs in my family.
So Thierry Henry.
Yeah, Thierry Henry and Maradona. Oh,
nice.
but I watched more handball games than football live games. But yeah, I mean, I watched a friendly Croatian national team. I think that was that summer of the World Cup before they went to Russia. I remember the day. It was insanely hot. It was 40 degrees Celsius. I think
Wow.
they needed to in Osijek, which is very very close to me, the town. I was at university, and they played a friendly against Senegal. Unfortunately, I haven't seen. I think Sadio Mane didn't play, or is Mane playing for Senegal?
Yeah,
right?
he's Senegalese, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he played that, which is very unlucky. But they, of course, the trio in the mid, like Perisic is. I mean, even last night he scored against PSV, which I was shocked that he's still playing on a high level, which was insane.
Who, sorry?
Ivan Perisic.
Really?
I was, yeah, he's playing. But they've beaten Juventus last night, which I was shocked.
Well, he was always the player that like Jose wanted, and they said, "Oh, he's too old." And 10 years later,
He's
scoring in the
36.
Champions League.
Yeah, he's 36. Which is 36, 37 almost. So yeah, he still has it. He's a very athletic guy. He plays he likes to play beach volleyball, basketball. He is a very athletic guy. That's why I think that is why he's very talented. In terms of athleticism and everything, I think that helped him a lot. But yeah, of course, the trio in the midfield, I think, Modric, Kovacic, and Brozovic, like that they, even though they played for like 40 minutes or something because it was so hot, they showcased a lot at the end. Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, I went to the local games here, back in the day as well. I watched a lot of futsal games, small football, in the arenas. It's not futsal, but it's very similar. Just I think the only difference is that you have one player less. You have one extra player in comparison to futsal, which is very interesting. We call it mali nogomet, which is little football, which is very funny. So I watched those kinds of games more and handball games more. But yeah, I watched a few friendlies and of course Croatian national team. I wish I watched more of the local football team, which is now in the second league in the town, which is 10-15 minutes of me. But it's just you kind of want to go, but sometimes
we're so spoiled here, Dora. To be honest,
yeah. But even me, like I either don't want to go or I don't have anyone to go with because it's weird seeing, me going by myself to the game, among these hooligan ultras. But yeah,
I've only been to a couple of games by myself, to be honest, and I didn't like.
I mean, I'm one of those people who loves to go alone to the movies and watch a movie alone, like in the cinema. Like I'm not ashamed of that.
Serial killer, yeah.
Like I'm not ashamed of that. Like I love, people around me, but sometimes, I like to do things by myself.
Well, I mean, you're not allowed to talk, are you? So it's like it does make sense that you can go and watch one by yourself.
Yeah.
Right? I've been to the cinema once or twice by myself, and I quite enjoyed it. Come on, Yabba, tell us about the time you went to watch Alien versus Predator.
No, I do think we should all chip in and fund Dora to go for a trip to Old Trafford.
I've said this before. Let's just give Dora the super
You don't
chat.
have to. Like me and my brother are actually planning to go next season. So
okay, yeah. I think it'd be wonderful if you did. You could do a vlog and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, before they
it'd be great.
Build a new stadium. Yeah,
We probably lose Dora though. If Dora got caught by a fan cam after a loss, that would be the last we can see of her.
Imagine me in front of Flex or in front of whoever. Like, who is it? Like, it's only Flex. No, Saeed is sometimes as well in front of the stadium. So yeah, that would be very fun. But yeah, me and my brother are actually planning to go next season. So yeah, I will keep you posted.
I think it's really cool that like there is almost a sort of pilgrimage for like foreign fans to go to like Old Trafford once or twice, because a lot of the time, like, myself and Yabba and Mr. B been around football like all our lives, and to be honest, like I watch probably more non-league football or like lower league football and things like that. I used to like going to I used to watch Corby Town, sometimes Peterborough United or Cambridge United or something if United weren't at home, and like I liked all of that. But in other countries like Croatia and stuff, you get a decent player and they're out before they've made their senior debut and things like that. It does make me realise just how lucky that we are with the Premier League, like having some of the greatest players that have ever played football.
Yeah, and of course, I'm always praying for, I was always looking at those draws, Europa League draws, Champions League draws.
Yeah.
Dinamo Zagreb would qualify. So if United come to Zagreb, like I'm going, right? But it never happened. And if we continue to play like this, like I'm going to see. I think my brother went to my older brother. He is a Real Madrid fan, of course, because he's a sellout. But long time Real Madrid fan, and he loves Dinamo. And so Dinamo Zagreb played during Mourinho days in Real Madrid, play at Maksimir, and it was Dinamo almost scored a sitter. They missed. I think they lost that game 1-0. But he remembers like it is one of the coolest experiences ever. Watching Ronaldo, watching Higuain, Di Maria. It was great. It happens, but you also need to realize when those big teams come to Croatia, like you cannot get to the tickets. Like people are immediately onto it. Like
yeah,
so it's very hard.
My dad's got a wild story, which is that he, like, as a young boy, went to Hamden to see the Real Madrid team that I think had like De Stefano and Hento and people. Yeah, like, and I think that's absolutely crazy. And he saw, I think he saw England versus Italy in the 1966 World Cup, which was I can't remember. Like, I don't listen to him that often about these things. But, like, he definitely watched England in. Yes, that's correct, Andrew. Eintracht Frankfurt 7-3. He's definitely spoken about watching like England in the World Cup, but I don't. He's a Scotsman, so he wasn't supporting them, so I don't really care about that. But it's just like, I think, like, Dora, I'm very up for giving you all our money and forsaking my robot that I want us to buy. I think that's a nice thing to do. Is like have a competition to send a viewer or a host or someone to go and watch it instead of all this bollocks about I'm going to spend it on equipment to make the stream look better.
You know what? And I'm going to go there. And I will do fan cams for United Agenda and, hey, Yaba, what's up? Long time no see. How are you? And I'm like this because I'm 5'1" or 2, and Yaba is like towering over me like like what? Absolutely.
But he'll be your security.
Yaba is my security.
I was talking to Addy the other day, and Addy's I've got him tickets for a few games last season, and he's come from Nigeria, hasn't he? So going to Old Trafford is like it's like a theatre of dreams for him. It actually is like that. But he said, "Please, can you get me a ticket in the Stretford end?" He said, because the atmosphere there is just completely different. He's watching, so what's going on over there? It's just noisy. It's like a carnival party in there. He wants to be a part of that, and I think it's really important. If you do go, if you're with the real fans, that's part of the experience, isn't it? To be have all that noise.
I don't support that myself. Like, just on the basis that, like, there are participants and there are consumers. And the first time you go to a football ground, there is that amazing moment where you go up the steps and the pitch comes from nowhere. And it's like you're there to sort of consume the atmosphere and stuff. I think to go in the Stretford end and stuff like that, you almost kind of have to pay your dues. Like, you need to know the songs. You need to sort of like go drinking with Stuart Marshall in a pub. I think that, like, I do. Like, I know that might sound quite elitist, but I think to sort of go in those sacred places, there needs to be a kind of initiation because, like, look, as Mr. Potus says, the spiritual experience gets to Old Trafford. I know what you mean because. I always wanted to go and see the San Siro, because it just takes you out of the moment when you see the pitch for the first time, It's one of the. It's such a great feeling at these iconic stadiums. That's
Yeah.
one of the things I dislike about the new camp. Is you don't kind of get that experience. I found.
I did. As soon as I
Seeing
walked
the
out, I was
pitch.
like, oh my God, yes. You know, it was amazing when you walk out, because the pitch is like lower than actual ground. Yeah. So when you walk in there, you're like, and it just, ow, it's just mind blowing.
Maybe I just had bad seats because it didn't have that bit where it suddenly emerged. You know, like you go down a tunnel and you go down the stairs or something. It's like an open air stadium, and to be honest, it looks like a car park from the outside. It's an unremarkable place, but when you're there, and it's like because I used to meet up with my dad for his birthday around April and like watch a game. It's a beautiful time to like watch football in Barcelona. Like it's honestly, we should do this, Yabba. We should make a competition to send someone to Old Trafford or to the Bernabeu or something like that. And like, we don't do anything with money, do we?
There's a guy called HS Tiki Toki. I don't know if anyone knows him, and he's like a TikToker. Anyone know him? HS Tiki Toki?
I don't have TikTok. It rots your brain.
But yeah, so anyway, what he does what he's been doing is he gets a homeless person and gets them cryptocurrency and change their life around, turns their life around, and records everything. Takes his days with them. Take a guy from Ireland, homeless, turn his life around, but it's great viewing because people saying your content is good. You know?
Let's give someone who's probably got mental health issues, addiction issues, loads of money. Let's see how that works out, rather than getting them professional help.
So the point is, I think to do something like that is a great gesture. And if someone could take an experience and go, like especially Dora, who hasn't been to Old Trafford, and she's a proper fan, you know, for her to have an experience like that, it could be great viewing to see her vlog from traveling from beautiful Croatia on the plane, getting into the UK, her experiences, you know.
Yeah,
and then going to the ground and that reaction, filming her when she comes out onto Old Trafford, you know.
Do you think I'm capable of vlogging on Monday?
Yeah, it'd be brilliant. It'd be brilliant if you did.
Oh my God. You know, I go to Old Trafford and I go to millions of emotions, and then I remember, oh geez, I forgot to turn on
I just think.
Well, I'll follow you around with a camera.
Yeah, eat some English food and vlog that. That would be like all the things that we could do. Yeah. Like eating Monster Munch for the first time. Like Vegemite. It would be, you'd have to work for it, Dora. But I'd get that in principle. Look, we've gone on for far too long this evening.
Yeah.
What I want to do is I want the chat to become basically the paramilitary wing of the United Agenda. And I want to send you off to another channel and for you to just sort of like write a load of nonsense so that they know that we sent you. I'm just going to look now who's live. Go to Rich or to Tactical Devils, and it would be useful for us because if you all go in and say something, makes us look more powerful. Yeah. So go and terrorize someone else's chat. But me and Yabba won't be back tomorrow, I don't think. I'm not.
Probably not now, unfortunately.
No, I'm not back till Monday. Are you doing match reaction on Sunday, Dora?
Saturday.
Oh God, it's a 12:30.
Yeah, and I might not be able to watch that game either.
Early kickoff.
Yeah, 12:30.
I suppose you're going to do it in the evening, so I'm not available in the evening. I'm going somewhere, but I will watch the game. Maybe next, few days after that, we can, maybe on Monday I can come on and commentate a bit on a game. Hopefully, we win this time.
All right. Well, thank all of you for watching. I'm sorry I completely forgot the time because I was enjoying myself, which is rare. But Yabba, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, to say thanks, Bath Time. I mean, it's really good show. I really enjoyed it. Racking my brains trying to pick a team, and it was a good one, really good. I'm sure everyone enjoyed it as well because when I turned my comments off, it went to 100 comments I'd missed by the time we'd been picking teams. So it showed the interaction. You guys brought out some names as well to help us out, I'm sure. bringing the French Man United 11 and the Dutch Man United 11. Really good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, and Dora, as always, it's a pleasure to have you on. Sorry for taking up so much of your time.
No, it's fine. I feel good today. I slept well last night, so yeah, I will probably sleep tonight as well. So thank you for having me. I had a blast. I had a blast. Thank you.
Wicked. All right. Well, it's that time. It is Lack a Notch from me.
So Lack a Notch from me.
Lack a Notch from me.